Hello, my dear students. Hope you guys are all doing good. Hope you guys are all perfectly fine. So, in this session, in this video, we are going to talk about SA 220. So, this is the video in which I am going to explain to you the concept of SA 220 in a detailed manner. And in this, along with the discussion of SA 220, we will also try to understand the content of SQC1, which will be relevant for your CA inter audit examination. Okay, so that is what going to be the agenda for this particular session. We are going to talk about SA 220 and a comparative study of SQC1 also. Both we are actually trying to cover in this particular standard, in this particular session. So if you see the title of the standard SA 220, what does the title of the standard say? It says SA 220 quality control for an audit of the financial statements. What is the title of SA 220? They are trying to say here the title of SA 220 is quality control for an audit of the financial statements. So from the title, one thing is clear that this standard is going to talk something about quality control. This standard is going to talk something relating to quality control. So first, let us try to understand what is this quality control, why we need to maintain the quality in the works, whatever we are doing. So first, we will try to have that background understanding. So once we realize why quality control is very important in the assignments which a chartered accountant does, then we will talk about how to maintain that quality in the audit assignments. So first of all, what is the meaning of quality control? See, being a chartered accountant, we are all professionals, right? We are all professionals. So we do various kinds of works. We do various kinds of works. Being a professional, we chartered accountants are all professionals. Being professional, we offer a broad range of services. Various services we are going to offer. And one such example of service, one of the major service which we do is audit. Take for example, we are doing audit services. So basically, what we try to do in the audit, we try to verify the client's financial statements and we try to express an opinion whether the financial statements are giving a true and fair view or not. So as a chartered accountant, one of the assignments which we do is audit. And as we all know, what is the ultimate outcome of the entire audit process? See, the entire outcome of the audit process is expression of opinion. Expression of opinion. So we are going to express an opinion on the financial statements by way of a written audit report. And we all know whatever audit report that we have given, that audit report will form the basis for opinion, will form the basis for economic decisions of so many users. Like on the basis of our audit report, the shareholder is going to take the decision whether to stay invested in the company or go out of the investment. And also on the basis of our audit report, a prospective shareholder will take a decision whether he has to invest in the shares of the company or not to invest in the shares of the company. On the basis of your audit report, the banker is going to decide whether it is feasible to give the loan to the client or not feasible to give the loan to the client. So like that, being an auditor, once we give the audit report, our opinion is going to form the basis for so many people's decision. So many people are going to base their decision on the opinion whatever auditor is giving, and not their general decisions, not their personal decisions. So many people are going to base their financial decisions, economic decisions on the basis of the auditor's report. So our audit report through which we are expressing our opinion, it is going to play a very crucial role in the financial decisions of the users. So you tell me, when these many stakeholders are relying on our audit report and they are taking their financial decisions, don't you think we need to maintain the quality in the audit assignments? Don't you think we need to maintain the quality in the audit assignments? Definitely yes. See, if we compromise on the quality of the audit assignments, if we don't do the work in a qualitative manner, if we don't express the opinion in a qualitative manner, if our quality in the audit assignments is getting compromised, if you do the work without any quality, then what is going to happen is, whatever, not just 1 or 2% will be affected, so many stakeholders' interests are going to get affected. The conclusion here is, if you don't maintain quality in the audit assignments, not just 1 or 2% interest will be affected, so many persons financial interest will get affected. If you take the Reliance Industries Limited, there are crores of shareholders, lakhs of shareholders are there. If auditor of Reliance Industries Limited did not do the audit work properly, it is not just going to affect one stakeholder's decision, it is going to affect the financial decisions of that lakhs of shareholders. So since our opinion is going to form the basis for so many people's decision, it is 100% required for us to maintain the quality of the audit, whatever we are doing. So whatever audits we are doing, we should not compromise on the quality. We should do the work in a qualitative manner. So how to maintain that quality in the audit assignments? what exactly we can do to control the quality in the audit assignments we are going to do. So that guidance has been given under SA 220. So SA 220 is going to give us certain guidance to, and if we follow those guidelines or rules and regulations, whatever has been mentioned under SA 220, we can do the audit in a qualitative manner. We will not compromise on the quality. So to make sure that we are doing the work in the qualitative manner, we are maintaining the quality in the audit works, whatever we are doing, to ensure that SA 220 is trying to help us out by giving us some guidance. So able to understand what is the entire objective of SA 220? So SA 220 has been given with the objective of ensuring quality control in the audit assignments. See, now I will take some time to explain about SA 220, the differences between SA 220 and SQC1. See, if you pay attention to SQC1, SQC1 is also talking about quality control only, whereas SA 220 is also talking about quality control only. SA 220 also talks about quality control. SQC1 also talks about quality control only. But what is the difference between SA 220 and SQC1? How do they differ from each other? But before that, let me revisit whatever introduction I have told you in the standards. Let me revisit a basic introduction, whatever we have already discussed in our standards. See, I told that being a chartered accountant, we will not do just audit assignments. Being a chartered accountant, we will not just do audit assignments, we carry a wide range of assignments. Number one of the major assignment which we do is audit. One of the major assignment which we as a chartered accountant do is audit. But audit is not the only assignment which a chartered accountant does. He will also conduct some assignments called review assignments. He will also conduct some assignments called review. Review means a review of the quarterly financial information. So those kind of review engagements also we will do. Not just review engagements, we will also do assurance engagements. We will also do something called assurance engagements. Assurance means when we are concerned, when we are verifying the future financial information, when we are doing some verification of non-financial information, that we call it as assurance engagements. See, basically audit means when we are conducting audit of historical financial information, that assignment we call it as audit. When we are conducting review of historical financial information, that we call it as a review assignment. When we are concerned with non-financial other than historical financial information, when we are doing some work which is other than historical financial information, that means sometimes we might be associated with future financial information. Sometimes a client might ask you to give you projections, audited projections. Then we are concerned with not historical financial information, we are concerned with prospective financial information. Or sometimes you might be doing assignments relating to non-financial information. So in case if you are doing some assignments relating to other than historical financial information, that we call it as assurance. Sometimes we also perform certain services which we call it as related services. So always you might not do only verification work. Assume that if a client is coming to you and asking you to prepare the financial statements for them, we also do that. That we call it as related services. So being a chartered accountant, we don't just do audit assignments, we do review assignments also, we do review engagements also, we do audit assignments also, we do review assignments also, we do assurance engagements also, we even do related services also. So these are all various engagements. These are all various engagements which a chartered accountant can do. We don't just do audit, we do audit assignments, we do review assignments, we do assurance assignments also, we do related services also. So these are all different kinds of engagements which a chartered accountant will does. So now whatever assignment you are doing, be it audit assignment, be it review assignment, be it assurance assignment, be it related services, in all kind of services, in all kind of engagements which a chartered accountant is doing, there is always a requirement of quality. Whenever you are doing audit assignment, in audit assignments also there is a requirement of quality. You have to control the quality. In review assignments also you have to control the quality. In assurance assignments also you have to maintain the quality, and even related services also you have to maintain the quality. So here SQC1 will come into picture. See, SQC1 is going to give guidance about how you have to maintain quality in all these kind of different engagements. SQC1 talks about how to maintain quality in all engagements, not just audit. So SQC1 talks about how you can maintain the quality in audit, review, assurance, and related services. In all these different kinds of engagement, whatever engagement which a chartered accountant does, be it audit, be it review, be it assurance, be it related services, how you can maintain quality in all these engagements, that guidance is given under SQC1. Now, what SA 220 does is, it is going to give you guidance how to maintain quality control only in terms of audit assignments. SQC1 talks about how to maintain quality control in all kinds of engagements which an audit firm will do. But SA 220 is going to talk about how to maintain quality in only in terms of audit assignment, how you can maintain quality control only in audit assignments. It talks about how you can ensure, how you can do the audit in a qualitative manner, that is only addressed by SA 220. But SQC1, it will talk about how you can maintain quality in audit, review, assurance, and related services. So SQC1 is very broader. SQC1 is what? Very broader. It talks about how to conduct or how to maintain quality in audit, review, assurance, and related services. Whereas the scope of SA 220 is smaller, it is going to talk about how to maintain quality only in case of audit assignments. See, at the CA inter level, we have only audit in our syllabus. We are only going to talk about audit assignments. Review, assurance, and related services, these are something which we have to discuss at the CA final. What is a review engagement? What are standards on assurance engagements? What are standards on related services? These are something which has to be discussed at the CA final level. These three things. So which are three things? Review, assurance, related services. These three are subject matter of discussion at the CA final level. So at the CA inter level, we are only going to talk about audit. So it will be enough if we understand how to maintain the quality in the audit assignments. How to maintain quality in the audit assignment. So if we understand SA 220 in a detailed manner, that will be enough. SQC1 has also been given in our study material. But in SQC1, this talks about how to maintain quality in audit, review, assurance, and related services. See, when we don't know review engagement, when we don't know assurance engagement, when we don't know related services, we need to be concerned about how to maintain quality in audit assignments only. So that is anyhow covered in SA 220. If I put it in other way around, SA 220 has been drafted from SQC1 only. From where SA 220 has been drafted? So SA 220 has actually been taken from SQC1 only. So in SQC1, it talks about audit also, it talks about review also, it talks about assurance also, it talks about related services also. So that part of the SQC1 which talks about audit assignments, that has been taken out and put in SA 220. So at our CA inter level, we need not deep dive into what SQC explains as in a detailed manner. We need not understand how to maintain quality regarding review, assurance, related services. Why? Because these are not a part of our syllabus. We don't know review assignment, we don't know assurance assignment, we don't know related services. These are part of syllabus for CA final. So at the CA inter level, whatever we are going to discuss in SA 220, the same content will be there in SQC1 also. So we need not have separate discussion for SQC1. For CA inter level, SA 220 and SQC1, both the scope is same. So if we understand SA 220, automatically we have understood SQC1 for the CA inter. Understood everybody? So this is what SA 220 versus SQC1. So if we are understanding SA 220, SQC1 also we have understood. Whatever content of SQC1 that is related for the CA inter, that also we have automatically understood it. Okay. So I have explained what is the objective of SA 220. So what does SA 220 talks about? How to maintain quality in the audit assignments. How to maintain quality in the audit assignments. So if we read the objective of the standard here, why SA 220 has been given. So if you look at it, the objective of the auditor, as per the standard, the objective of the auditor is to implement quality control procedures at the engagement level that provide the auditor with reasonable assurance that the audit complies with professional standards, regulatory and legal requirements. So that means that this standard is asking the auditor, according to this standard, the auditor is required to follow some quality control procedures so that he will get the confidence, he will get the reasonable assurance that whatever work an auditor is doing, he is doing it as per the professional standards and legal and regulatory requirements, and also the auditor's report issued is appropriate. See, being a chartered accountant, once we do the audit, we have to be peaceful. It should not be like we have done the audit and we are continuously worried. We are having sleepless nights. I have done the audit of that entity, whether my opinion will be correct or not. Tomorrow, which regulatory authority will come and catch me? That worry you should not have. So if you have done the audit, you should feel confident that yes, I have done the audit as per professional standards. I have done the audit per laws and regulations. My report is appropriate. My opinion is appropriate. You need that confidence. So how you will get that confidence that you have done the audit as per professional standards, you have done the audit as per laws and regulations, your report is appropriate? How you will get that confidence? If you follow the quality control procedures given under SCA 220. If you follow the quality control procedures which are given under SA 220, then you will get that reasonable assurance. Okay, I have done the audit as per professional standards. Okay, I am confident I have done the audit as per laws and regulations. My report is appropriate. I need not worry. So that confidence, if you want, you have to implement the quality control procedures given under this respective standard. So ultimately, what they are trying to say here, the objective of the auditor is to ensure quality in the audit assignments. Able to understand everybody? Clear and comfortable? So we have understood what is the objective of the SA 220. So the objective of the audit, the objective of the standard is to ensure the quality control in the audit assignments. Now let us address the question how the auditor can ensure the quality in the audit assignments, whatever he is doing. What guidance SA 220 is giving to him? So SA 220 says that if an auditor wants to ensure quality in the audit assignments, whatever he is doing, the standard asks the auditor to follow some policies and procedures. What SA 220 is telling? If an auditor wants to maintain quality in the audit assignments, then the standard is asking the auditor to follow some policies and procedures in certain areas. Sir, in which areas policies and procedures I have to follow? The standard says the auditor is required to follow policies and procedures in 6 different areas of the audit. So as per the standard, listen carefully guys, very, very important concept. If an auditor, so what is SA 220's objective? The SA 220's objective is to give confidence to the auditor that he is doing the work as per professional standards, laws and regulations, and whatever report that he is giving, that is appropriate. That confidence an auditor wants to get. If he wants to get, what he needs to do? The standard is telling, if you want that confidence, what you do is you follow certain policies and procedures. And you should follow that policies and procedures in 6 different areas. So the standard has identified 6 different areas, and in that 6 different areas, they are telling some different policies and procedures which auditor has to follow. So if he follows those policies and procedures under that 6 different areas, then he can get the confidence that yes, quality is controlled in the audit. Sir, what are that 6 areas in which an auditor has to follow the policies and procedures? So the 6 areas in which auditor has to follow some policies and procedures are: number 1 is leadership responsibility for quality. Number 1 is what? Leadership responsibility for ensuring quality in the audit assignments. Number 2, ethical requirements. Number 2 is what? Ethical requirements. Number 3, acceptance and continuation of client relationship. Acceptance and continuation of client relationship. Number 4, human resources. Number 4 is human resources. Number 5 is engagement performance. And number 6 is monitoring of policies and procedures, quality control policies and procedures. So very important question. They might ask you a question in the examination. What are the different areas in which auditor is required to follow policies and procedures as per SA 220? So the 6 areas in which auditor is required to follow the policies and procedures for quality control are: number 1, leadership responsibility. So even if I show it to you in the standard, so elements of systems of quality control, the standard says the firm's system of quality control should include policies and procedures addressing each of the following elements. That means there are 6 elements or 6 areas of the audit in which the auditor should follow some policies and procedures. Sir, what are that 6 elements over which I need policies and procedures? Number 1, as you could see, leadership responsibility for quality within the firm. Number 2, ethical requirements relating to audit of the financial statements. Number 3, acceptance and continuation of the client relationships and audit engagements. Number 4, human resources. Number 5, engagement performance. Number 6, monitoring. So these are the 6 elements, or you can call it as these are the 6 areas in which an auditor is required to follow policies and procedures to ensure the quality in the audit assignments which he is doing. So 6 elements. Repeat for one last time. What are the 6 elements? Number 1, leadership responsibility for quality Number two, ethical requirements. Number three, acceptance and continuation of client relationship. Number four, human resources. Number five, engagement performance. Number six, monitoring. Now let us try to understand in each and every area what kind of policies and procedures should be there. So first we will be taking the first aspect, leadership responsibility. See, if you want to maintain quality in the audit assignments, you can't leave that responsibility to each and everybody. For example, if I have 10 engagement team members, so all the 10 engagement team members I have called and I told each and every one of you will be collectively responsible for maintaining quality in the audit. See, when I give the collective responsibility, what will happen is everybody will assume that the other person will take care of it and ignore it. That's what happens now. For example, if I call 10 people and say, you 10 people are collectively responsible for this work. See, what will happen when I give collective responsibility for each and everybody? In most of the cases, what will happen is that work will not get completed. Same thing happens in the audit also. If I call my 10 engagement team members and say all of you 10 people are collectively responsible for ensuring the quality, the chances are quality will not be there. So instead of giving collective responsibility for everybody to ensure the quality, out of that group, I have to identify one or two persons and assign them leadership responsibility. So I will say you 10 people are required to maintain quality, but I am giving the leadership responsibility to one person. From you 10 people, I will choose one person. This person I will give leadership responsibility. That means this person will make sure that rest of all the members in the engagement team will ensure the quality. So if you want to maintain quality in the audit assignments, there should be someone in the engagement team who should act as a leader, who should come forward and take the leadership responsibility for the audit engagement. You tell me who will be the suitable person in the engagement team to come forward and take the leadership responsibility? None other than engagement partner. None other than who? Engagement partner. Sir, who is engagement partner? Nothing but the person whoever is signing the audit report on behalf of the firm. The person whoever is signing the audit report. See, if I am the practicing chartered accountant, my team went for the audit, I am signing the audit report, myself engagement partner. So none other than engagement partner is a fit person to take the leadership responsibility for ensuring quality within the audit. So first area in which we need to have policies and procedures is there should be someone who will come forward and take the leadership responsibility for ensuring quality in the audit. Sir, who will be that suitable person to come forward and take the leadership responsibility? So none other than engagement partner. None other than engagement partner. So engagement partner will be responsible for ensuring the leadership responsibility. So he should come forward and take the leadership responsibility. Sir, what do you mean by taking leadership responsibility? When I say engagement partner should take leadership responsibility, if he goes to each and every engagement team member and say, hey, I am the leader for I'm the leader for ensuring quality. If he goes and announces it, or he calls all the engagement team members and telling, hey, I am the leader of ensuring quality in the audit assignments. If you announce it, will the leadership responsibility be fulfilled? No. So if you want to properly fulfill your leadership responsibility for ensuring quality, what as a leader you should do is you should communicate to your engagement team members how important it is to maintain the quality. So through your actions, through your communications, you should always communicate to the engagement team members how important it is to maintain the quality. You have to make them realize how important it is to do the audit as per standards on auditing. It is very important for you to communicate and make them realize how important it is to give the appropriate opinion. It is also required for you to create such a good environment. If at all, if any person is having any concerns in your engagement team, he should come forward and share his concerns with you. Able to understand. So being a leader, you should communicate, you should emphasize, you should create good environment. If at all any engagement team person has any doubt, he should come to the engagement partner. He should be open to the engagement partner, tell him what concern he is facing. See, engagement team member should not have a feeling that if he get any doubt, hey, if I go to the engagement partner, he will shout like a donkey. I will not go and ask my concerns with the engagement partner. If that happens, no, who will be at loss? Engagement team member will not be at loss. Engagement partner will be at loss. Why? Because if auditor's opinion goes wrong, not engagement team will go and sit in the jail. Engagement partner will go and sit in the jail. So engagement partner taking the leadership responsibility is not a choice. It is a compulsion actually. Why? Because even if one of the engagement team member does a mistake, ultimate responsibility falls on engagement partner. So that's why it will be appropriate for the engagement partner himself to come forward and take the leadership responsibility. And taking the leadership responsibility, he should always try to communicate his engagement team members how important it is to maintain quality, how important it is to do the audit as per professional standards, how important it is to do audit as per laws and regulations, how important it is to maintain proper audit reports, and also being being a leader, you have to create such a favorable, comfortable environment where every member of the engagement team, if at all he is having any concerns, he should be freely able to come and communicate with you. So being a leader, if the engagement partner takes these responsibilities, then quality will be ensured. So that is the first area in which the firm should have policies and procedures. Second area, ethical requirements. In order to maintain the quality in the audit assignments, you need to comply with ethical requirements, including independence. We already know what are the 5 ethical requirements. We had a detailed understanding regarding 5 ethical requirements in the chapter Nature, Objective and Scope of Audit. But anyhow, I will revise it once again. So if you want to maintain the quality in the audit assignments, your engagement team member must comply with ethical requirements. All your engagement team members must comply with ethical requirements. Sir, what are 5 ethical requirements? There are 5 ethical requirements. What are they? Integrity. Next, objectivity. Number 3, professional competence and due care. Professional competence and due care. Number 4, confidentiality. Number 5, professional behavior. Number 5 is what? Professional behavior. So this is not something which we are looking at it for the first time. We already know this 5 ethical requirements. So that is the second area in which you need to have policies and procedures. Nothing but if you want to maintain quality in the audit assignments, each and every one of your engagement team member should comply with this 5 ethical requirements, including independence. What are they? Integrity. Sir, what is the meaning of integrity? So each and every engagement team member must be a honest person, sincere person, straightforward person. Objectivity. Each and every person should be objective. That means they should not show any kind of bias. Number 3, professional competence and due care. Sir, what is the meaning of professional competence and due care? All your engagement team members must be competent, must be capable. They should update their knowledge. They should have relevant knowledge for conducting the audit. And due care. So each and every engagement team member should do the audit with utmost care. With a lot of care, they have to do the audit. Number 4, confidentiality. All your engagement team members should maintain confidentiality. What do you mean by confidentiality? Maintain secrecy over the client's affairs. During the course of audit, you might get to know some confidential information regarding the client. Will you go and disclose that information to the third party? No, you should not do it. That confidentiality, each and every one of you have to maintain. And finally, professional behavior, which means all your engagement team members should do the work in compliance with the laws and regulations. Your engagement members should not do anything which brings a bad name to the profession. So if all the engagement team members complies with these 5 ethical requirements, then we can expect the quality in the audit assignments. That is the second area. Next, third area in which you need to comply with, you need to have some policies and procedures, which is acceptance and continuation of client relationship. Before you take a decision whether to accept a client relationship or not, before you take a decision whether to continue the client relationship or not, there are some policies and procedures which you have to follow. Those policies and procedures also we have already covered in the nature, objective and scope of audit. But anyhow, I will revise it here once again. So before you take a decision whether to accept a client relationship, before you take a decision whether to continue the client relationship, there are some policies you have to follow, or there are some 4 factors you have to follow. So what are that 4 factors which I need to check before I say yes to the client relationship? Number 1, integrity of the management. You need to check how honest the top level management of the client are. So if the client's top level management, if the client's board of directors are honest people, they are known for their integrity, I will accept the audit. If I came to know the client's management are fraudsters, I will try to stay away from the audit. So first factor which you need to consider before taking decision regarding acceptance and continuation of client relationship, integrity of the top level management. Number 2, compliance with ethical requirements. Before accepting the audit, you should check if I accept the audit, am I in a position to comply with the ethical requirements? Is my engagement team is able to comply with ethical requirements? Number 3, before saying yes to the client relationship, you need to check whether you have a competent staff, whether your audit firm is competent enough to complete the audit. That means, do you have enough of resources and time? Before you say yes for the audit, do you have enough of resources and time? Are you having so much of staff to complete that audit? Do you have enough of time to complete the audit? That you check it, then only you accept the audit assignment. Fourth one, you should also consider significant matters which have arisen during the course of previous audit. If at all you have done any other previous assignments for the same client, last year if there are any significant matters, that also you consider in deciding whether to accept the client relationship for the next year or not. Like for example, last year, 21-22, when I did the audit, last year the client troubled me a lot. When I asked for information, he did not give it to me. When I asked multiple times, one time he threatened me, one time he came to beat me. So last time all these issues I have faced. Somehow I completed the audit. Next year also 22-23, the same client is asking me and continue the relationship. What I will say, I will ask him to get lost. So even consider significant matters which have come to your notice as a part of previous audit assignments. So before you say yes to the client relationship, before you say accept, before you give your acceptance or continuation of client relationship, these four policies you have to follow. You need to check these four factors. What are the four factors which we need to check before accepting and continuing client relationship? Integrity of the top level management, ethical requirements, whether you will be able to comply with ethical requirements. Number three, whether you have engagement team competent enough to complete the audit. That is, do you have enough of time and resources? Number four, significant matters which have come to your notice in the previous audit. So if you consider these four factors and then take a decision whether to accept and continue the client relationship, then whatever audit work you will do, that will be qualitative. Without analyzing these four factors, if you directly go ahead and say the yes to the audit, then you might not get the quality in the audit assignments. So third area in which you need to have policies and procedures is acceptance and continuation of client relationship. So totally how many areas are there over which I need to have policies and procedures? 6 needs to be there. How many we are done with? 3 we are done with. Number 1, leadership responsibility. Someone should come forward and take the leadership responsibility, none other than engagement partner. Number 2, you need to check whether your engagement team complies with the ethical requirements. Number 3, acceptance and continuation of client relationship. Before you say yes to the client relationship, then you need to analyze some factors. So coming to the fourth area over which you need to have policies and procedures, human resources. When it comes to your human resources also, you need to follow some policies and procedures. Sir, what do you mean by human resources? Human resources means your staff. Regarding your staff also, you need to have some policies and procedures. Sir, what do you mean by staff having policies and procedures? Very simple. See, if you want to do your audit in a qualitative manner, you need to have a competent staff, capable staff. Sir, what do you mean by capable staff? What kind of policies and procedures I should have to make my staff capable? Number one, at the time of recruitment, you have to choose only those people who fit the job. So number one, you need to have good policy when it comes to recruitment. Recruit only qualified people, knowledgeable people. Number two, after you have recruited, give them continuous training. Reward them with proper compensation. Do their job evaluation. Periodically review their activities. Provide them trainings. Provide them opportunities for career development. So if you follow these kind of policies and procedures with regard to your human resources, with regard to your staff, if you follow these policies and procedures, they become more competent, they become more capable. If they become more competent and more capable, obviously whatever audits they will do, that will be qualitative. So in order to do the audit in a qualitative manner, when it comes to your human resources also, you need to follow some policies and procedures like recruitment policy, performance evaluation policy, compensation policy, promotion policy. If you have good policies with regard to your human resources, they will become more competent, and accordingly you can do the audit in a more qualitative manner. So that is the fourth area in which you need to follow some policies and procedures. Number 5, engagement performance. Now, when the engagement is actually getting performed, when my staff is actually doing the audit, then also I need to have some policies and procedures. Sir, what policies and procedures? Like, I need to give a proper briefing to my engagement team. I need to give a proper briefing to my engagement team. Sir, what do you mean by proper briefing? See, I should not call all my engagement team members and say directly go and do the audit. I should give a proper briefing. I should give them a proper introduction. What we are supposed to do in the audit, what is our objective, which areas more to focus, which areas not to focus. So proper briefing should be given before you go for the audit. And you should not only tell your engagement team members to comply with the standards, you should also tell them the procedures which they have to follow to comply with the standards. What? You should tell your engagement team members not just how to come, not just to comply with standards. You should also tell them how to comply with them, how to comply with the standards. And when your engagement team members are doing the work, supervise them, give them instructions wherever required, supervise them. And once they have done the work which was allocated to them, you have to review their work, whether they have done the work properly or not. You have to review it, and it is your responsibility to keep all your engagement team members updated about all the policies and procedures. So whatever policies and procedures you are having in the 6 different areas, it is your responsibility to communicate all of them what are the quality control policies and procedures. So like this, when the engagement is actually getting performed, then also you need to have these kind of policies and procedures, like giving them proper briefing, telling them how to comply with the standards, checking whether they are maintaining documentation or not, giving them direction, supervision, reviewing their work, and keeping them updated with all the policies and procedures. Understood, everybody? Clear and comfortable now? So the last area in which I need to have policies, nothing but monitoring. Sir, what do you mean by monitoring? Review. Sir, which means what? See, in the above 5 areas, I am having policies and procedures. In these 5 areas, I am having policies and procedures, no? See, whatever quality control policies and procedures which I have implemented, whether those quality control policies and procedures, are they working effectively? Whatever audits I have done, till now I have done the audits in a qualitative manner or not. Till now, whatever opinions I have given, whether those opinions are appropriate or not, is my team complying actually with all these policies and procedures? Am I required to make any changes? Am I required to update any of my policies and procedures? This continuous review also should happen. So just having the policies and procedures in the 5 areas alone will not be enough. It is our responsibility to make sure that whatever policies and procedures that we have established, whether they are working effectively, whether they are practically implemented by my engagement team members, that I should monitor also. Sir, how I will review, sir? How I will review is I will take a few of the completed assignments, check whether in all that assignments quality control policies are followed or not, so that periodical review also should do. So just implementing policies alone will not be enough. You need to monitor them, you need to review them. Whatever policies I have established till now, are they practically getting implemented? Is there any requirement to make the changes? Is there any requirement to add any new policies? Is there any requirement to remove some policies? So this continuous monitoring also should happen. So if you follow these kind of policies and procedures in these 6 different areas, it will be ensured that there will be the quality in the audit assignments. So what are the 6 areas? One last time repeat, then now and after that we will read the material and finish off the standard. So what are the 6 areas? Number 1, leadership responsibility. Number 2, ethical requirements. Number 3, acceptance and continuation of client relationship. Number 4, human resources. Number 5, engagement performance and monitoring of policies and procedures. So let us now have a look at the study. Let us have a look at our material. So first area in which I need to have policies and procedures. What are they? Leadership responsibility for quality within the firm. Sir, who should take the leadership responsibility? Let us see what that is. As per SA 220, the engagement partner shall take the overall responsibility for overall quality on each audit engagement. The actions of the engagement partner and appropriate messages to the other members of the engagement team in taking responsibility for overall quality on each audit emphasizes the importance. That means when you are taking the leadership responsibility, either by way of your actions or by way of your communication, you should highlight to your engagement team members the importance of certain factors. Then only you are fulfilling your leadership responsibility. Sir, if I'm an engagement partner, I will take leadership responsibility. What do you mean by taking leadership responsibility? By way of my actions, by way of my messages. I need to highlight to my engagement team members. What I need to highlight? I need to highlight the importance of performing the work that complies with professional standards and regulatory and legal requirements. That means I should communicate my engagement team members how important it is to do the audit as per professional standards, nothing but standards on auditing. How important it is to do the audit as per legal requirements, that is laws and regulations. I should highlight that. Complying with firm's quality control policies and procedures. You should also highlight by way of your messages and actions how important it is to comply with policies. You should tell them whatever policies and procedures we are implementing in these 6 areas, that is not for time pass, that is what you are all supposed to follow. Tell them how important it is to comply with the quality control policies. And also you should tell them, you should highlight them issuing audit report that are appropriate. Also tell them how important it is to give the audit report, appropriate audit report. If you don't give appropriate audit report, what is going to happen? You have to tell them. Tell them if you don't give audit report, we all will go and sit in the jail. But practically that will not happen. Not all engagement team will go and sit in jail. Engagement partner only will go and sit in jail. But if he says, if you do wrong, I will go in jail, they will not feel responsible. No? So that's what you have to do. So if you don't do the work properly, all of us will go and sit in the jail. So these kind of things you have to do. So nothing but communicating how important it is to give appropriate audit report. The engagement team's ability to raise concerns without fear of reprisal. So as I have told, being a leader, you should create such a good environment where if anybody is having any concerns, they should come forward and tell you. And also the fact that quality is essential, and also highlight the fact that the quality is essential in the audit assignments. So what is the summary of this point? You need to be being an engagement partner, you should come forward and take the leadership responsibility. And in order to fulfill that leadership responsibility, you need to highlight these things either by way of your actions or communications to your rest of the engagement team members. Number 2, ethical requirements relating to an audit of financial statements. As I have told, there should be 5 ethical requirements. Those 5 ethical requirements we have already covered in nature, objective and scope of audit. I have revised also. What are the 5 ethical requirements? Integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, professional competence and due care, and professional behavior. Next one, acceptance and continuation of client relationships and audit engagements. This also I have told 4 factors you have to consider. Those 4 factors I have already told you, nature, objective and scope of audit. Once again I have revised. 4 factors you need to consider: integrity of the top level management and those charged with governance, compliance with the ethical requirements, competence of the engagement team members, and significant matters which have arisen during the course of previous audits. These 4 things you need to check, and then you have to decide whether to accept or continue the client relationship. Next one, human resources. In the area of your human resources also you need to have policies. Human resources means nothing but your staff. So the firm should establish policies and procedures designed to provide it with reasonable assurance that it has sufficient personnel with the capabilities, competence and commitment to ethical principles. That means if you want to do the audit in a qualitative manner, you should have some policies and procedures to make your employees more competent, more capable, so that when employees are capable, they can perform the engagements in accordance with professional standards and regulatory requirements. And when you have competent staff, you can also issue more appropriate report. Simply the meaning of this paragraph is, if you want to do the audit as per professional standards, if you want to give appropriate audit report, you need to have a very good strong team. Next one, sir, what kind of policies I should have in my human resources? There should be policies relating to recruitment, performance evaluation, increasing their capabilities, increasing their competence. You have to provide opportunities for career development. You have to do the promotion if they are working properly. Compensation, you have to reward them, and even if possible, try to meet their personal needs also. One more point also, they say the firm's recruitment process includes procedures that helps the firm select individuals of integrity as well as the capacity to develop the capabilities and competence. That's what I was telling. At the time of recruitment only, you have to take the people who are having integrity and who are having the ability to, who are having the intention to develop their capabilities. Only recruit such people. But generally what will happen is, we generally go for recommendations. This person has been recommended by my relative, let him take for the job. Not like that. Your recruitment process should be so that you should recruit only those individuals who are capable. If they are not capable now, they have the intention to become more competent and capable. Such a kind of recruitment policy you should have. Next one, engagement performance. Now when the engagement is actually getting performed, then also you need to have some policies and procedures. So the firm should establish policies and procedures designed to provide it with reasonable assurance that engagements are getting performed in accordance with professional standards, and also issues reports given are appropriate. See, once again, this point will be there in every paragraph. So as an auditor, you need to have some policies and procedures when actually engagement is getting performed, so that you will get that confidence you are doing the audit as per professional standards, and also you are giving appropriate report. Sir, what policies I should have when the engagement is actually getting performed? Number one, how engagement teams are briefed. As I have told, being an engagement partner, you should brief to your engagement team members what is this work, what we are supposed to do, where we need to focus. Processes for complying with engagement standards. Don't just tell them you have to comply with standards. Tell them what process they have to follow to comply with the standards. Process of engagement supervision, staff training, coaching. To do the work effectively, give them proper supervision, direct them, monitor them. Methods of reviewing the work. That means whatever work your engagement team members have done, don't blindly believe it. Review the work, verify the work once. And also appropriate documentation. Check whether your engagement team members are doing proper documentation. Why? Because if there is no documentation maintained by your engagement team members, tomorrow if something goes wrong, you will not be able to prove it. If you are unable to prove it, you have to face the consequences. So check whether your engagement team members are maintaining proper documentation. And also processes to keep all policies and procedures current. Nothing but keeping all your engagement team members updated about the policies and procedures. So these policies you have to follow when it comes to engagement performance. Now comes the last aspect, monitoring. So as I have told, just implementing policies and procedures alone will not be enough. You need to even monitor how far they are getting applied, how far they are relevant, is there any requirement to make the changes. So that's what they say. The firm should establish policies and procedures designed to provide it with the reasonable assurance that policies and procedures relating to system of quality control are relevant, they are adequate, and even they are operating effectively and complied with in practice. So nothing but whatever policies that you have implemented, are they still relevant? Are they adequate? Are they enough? Are they operating effectively? Are they really getting complied by our engagement team members? That monitoring also we should do. So such policies and procedures should include ongoing consideration and evaluation of the firm's system of quality control, including periodic inspection of selection of completed engagements. Sir, how you can come to know whether policies and procedures are followed or not? Take a sample of completed engagements and verify them. Next one. The purpose of monitoring compliance with the quality control policies and procedures is to provide evaluation of, sir, why we require to monitor? Why can't we just implement and ignore? Why we have to monitor also? So the purpose they are telling, the purpose of monitoring, what are they? Number one, adherence of professional standards and regulatory and legal requirements. That means if you do the monitoring activity, then you will come to know whether whatever work you have done, whether that has complied with the standards or not. If you monitor, that will let you know whether quality control system has been appropriately designed and effectively implemented. If you do review, then only you will come to know whatever policies you have implemented, have they really working effectively? Is its design effective or not? whether the firm's quality control policies and procedures have been appropriately applied, so that reports that are issued by the firm are appropriate. So by doing monitoring, then only you will come to know whatever reports you have given till now, whether they are appropriate or not. And finally, if required, you can do the follow up by the appropriate firm personnel so that necessary modifications are done. If you do the monitoring, then you will come to know where modifications are required. You can assign a person and do the follow up with him to know whether all the modifications to the policies and procedures are done or not. So this is what the purpose of monitoring. So nothing but last aspect talks about just implementing policies and procedures alone will not be enough. You need to even monitor also. Clear? So these are the 6 aspects or 6 elements of the audit over which you need to have policies and procedures. If you follow these policies and procedures over these 6 elements, definitely the quality will be ensured in the audit. If you don't follow these policies and procedures, the quality in the audit might be compromised, which will affect the interest of so many stakeholders. Understood? So even if you have a look at the SQC1 also, if I take you to SQC1, the same thing they will try to say. Same content will be there, but only thing is it talks very broadly, but limited content is applicable for our examination. Just I want to show you SQC1. Just a moment. Yeah, see here. SQC1. Quality control for firms that perform audits, review of historical financial information, and other assurance and related services. So as I have told, SQC1 talks about quality, not just in audit. It also talks about quality in reviews, quality in assurance, and quality of other related services. So audit quality. The purpose of an independent audit is to provide confidence to the users of audited financial statements. Therefore, high quality audit is essential to maintain confidence in the independent assurance provided by the auditor. It is whose responsibility to maintain high quality? Auditor's responsibility. SQC1 and SA220 both deal with quality control only. But SQC1 deals with all engagements, including audits, reviews, and other assurance and related services, whereas SA220 applies only to audit engagements. Further, SQC1 applies to entire firm, SA220 applies to particular audit engagement. See, SQC1 contains policies and procedures to be applied by entire firm for all kinds of engagements. SA220 contains policies and procedures that will apply to audit engagement only, particular audit engagement only. So what are the elements of system of quality control? Even SQC1 also says if you want to maintain quality control in all assignments, you need to follow some policies and procedures. That too in how many areas? 6 areas. Sir, what are the 6 areas? Same as we have discussed in SA220. Leadership responsibility, ethical requirements, acceptance and continuation of client relationship, human resources, engagement performance, and even monitoring also. Clear? So that's what I'm trying to say. SA220 has been exactly taken from SQC1 only. Clear? So this is what the discussion relating to SA220 versus SQC1, which is applicable for your CA inter audit examination. Clear? So that's all regarding this SA220. So we'll see you in the next video with another content. Thank you so much, guys. Bye, everybody. Hope you guys have understood this concept and you have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you so much. Thanks for your patience listening. Bye, everybody. Take care.